Stop for a moment and think about the last time you felt completely lost about who you really are because life no longer felt familiar or fulfilling. Many people experience this disorienting phase, often called a midlife crisis, but in my research of Jung's work, I have come to understand that this period is not just about crisis, but rather a profound opportunity for transformation. Jung himself observed countless patients who came to this threshold feeling devastated, torn between their younger dreams and the new landscape of their inner selves. He believed that this inner turmoil occurs because the unconscious calls out for integration of neglected or rejected parts of the self. This is not just a personal problem, but a universal challenge that modern life often masks beneath busy routines and societal expectations. I want you to recognize the urgency in facing this phase now, because escaping or suppressing it leads to stagnation and a loss of authentic selfhood. Through my extensive study of Jung's clinical cases, I have seen that the midlife crisis represents what he called the individuation process, where the conscious mind is invited to reconcile with the unconscious and embrace its shadow aspects. One of Jung's remarkable insights is that the midlife crisis is not a failure or breakdown, but rather a call to psychological wholeness and renewal. He often illustrated this with stories of patients who initially felt despair when confronted with the dimming of youthful ambitions, but gradually learned to redirect their energy inward, discovering hidden potentials and deeper meanings. Jung was a pioneer in recognizing that the confrontation with the shadow, or the unlived life during middle age, could awaken rich symbolism and a new sense of purpose if approached with courage and openness. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel the weight of this truth Jung discovered. Transformation is possible when we stop resisting the unknown and instead listen to its messages. In modern life, this looks like a shift away from external validation toward inner authenticity. It might manifest as questioning long-held identities, such as career, marriage, or social roles. Jung suggested that dreams, artistic expression, and active imagination are vital tools to dialogue with the unconscious during this turbulent period. For example, in one notable patient narrative, a man faced with professional failure initially panicked, but then dreamed of crossing a dark forest and finding a treasure. This dream symbolized his journey inward to confront fears and uncover latent creativity, leading to a second, more fulfilling career path. Jung's methods offer practical steps for making the midlife crisis a gateway to transformation. Engage with your dreams and symbols, journal your feelings unfiltered, and embrace shadow work by acknowledging uncomfortable traits without judgment. He encouraged consulting with a therapist trained in depth psychology, but also believed that individuals could initiate these processes independently by cultivating self-reflection and openness to change. Remember that Jung held a deep optimism about human potential even amidst chaos. He believed every individual carries the seeds of inner wisdom that can flourish if nurtured. If you accept this challenge, your midlife crisis can become a sacred passage rather than a fall into despair. It is a psychological rite of passage where the ego learns humility and expands towards a more integrated self. Jung's wisdom invites you to see this phase as a turning point toward authenticity and meaning beyond external achievements. To close, Jung wanted us to remember that life is not linear but cyclical, and each crisis holds the promise of rebirth. This insight means your current struggle could ignite a transformative journey, fostering personal depth and fulfillment. Tomorrow, we will explore a vital next step. How do I navigate the second half of life with purpose? Drawing on Jung's authority, this question builds directly on understanding midlife crisis as transformation. It is essential because purpose in the second half aligns with the individuation process and completion of the self. I encourage you to like, comment your experiences, and subscribe so you don't miss this crucial continuation of Jung's guidance. Together, we will delve ever deeper into how Jung's timeless psychology can illuminate your path forward in ways you never imagined possible.